Pay close attention. This isn't something you see every day.
Welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about the SHFiguarts Roronoa Zoro, the raid on Onigashima from One Piece. Now this guy here I've had for a while, quite a while actually. I just haven't even taken him out of the box, let alone looked at him, reviewed him, done anything, just been busy with a lot of stuff. But anyway, with that being said, here he is in his packaging. On the side, we have a little bit more production art. And then on the back, you see the figure. And then on the side, the name. And then again, the figure down here at the bottom. So, let's get this guy out of the box and let's have a look. Now that we have Roronoa Zoro out of the box in all of his glory, let me tell you something. This guy looks pretty amazing as far as from the animation to what we have here in front of us. SHFiguarts has done a fabulous job with this figure. Now, I have not messed around with this guy. I just took him out of the packaging as I am doing this review right now. So I haven't messed with him, messed with his articulation, none of that. So if he's anything the way Luffy was, which Luffy was a phenomenal figure, and if you guys haven't seen that, go on the channel and check out that review because he is on there. So I'm hoping that this guy here has the same type of articulation or just as good articulation that Luffy had, because that was a great figure that SHFiguarts put out. So with that being said, let's look at this guy. So looking at the, if I can get the focus here. Okay, there we go. Looking at this guy here, I mean, it looks like he was just taken from the cartoon and thrown right in front of us, which is absolutely fabulous. Now, he in the cartoon, if you guys have never seen One Piece, go watch it regardless if it's the live action or the animated. But the scar here, and I'm not too sure about the one when it came to the eye, but I think it was when he was fighting the one swordsman, because he wants to be the best in the world. Zero wants to be, and you know, he got all cut up and scarred up and all that stuff. So by that swordsman, and he told me, he goes, you know, you got to get better, and then when you do, come find me and we'll battle again. But this guy here, I have to say, has got to be one of the toughest characters in the series, and he's one of the coolest anyway. Look at it, the hair, nicely done, the scar above the eye, the actual facial features, the earrings, all that, nicely done. The scar going across the chest with all the stitches, very well done. The suit, not a lot of paint slop, very nice. This is soft plastic, so it will hopefully move out of the way and not turn him into a giant traffic cone. Okay, this flap is open in the back, so this is going to have some movement, I hope, when posing him. Everything looks really, really good, all the way down to his boots. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. And of course, his sash, beautifully done. Now, this guy here comes with some accessories, and there's a bit of history when it comes to some of his accessories that he has. Well, you know, at least one of them anyway. So with that being said, I'm just going to roll right into it. So he comes with 2 sets of fists, and he also comes with a pair of gripping hands, and he comes with a set of sword holding hands or weapon holding hands. So that's awesome. Now he also comes with his alternate head sculpt, which is also nicely done, where he has the bandana on his head when he's ready to fight, which I will show this off on the figure a little bit later. But look at that. That's very well done. You cannot complain about not having a great head sculpt when it comes to this. And he also comes with a neat little, so this little piece here is so you can change it out for his arm. Now, if you look here on his right arm, he has this bandage right here on his arm from when he was injured. So you can actually change that out and put it to where it's normal, like on the left here, and just swap it out. It does come with instructions, and it tells you how to do everything when you want to do that. Next, we have his swords. Now this guy always carries 3 swords. He's got the white one, he's got this purple one here with the stars on the sheath, and then he has the brown sheath sword. And these all go on him just like this, in this right here, this opening part of his sash. And these, of course, just pop off if you want to pull them off to make it when he has them drawn so they look empty. And then when he doesn't have them drawn, you just take them and get it to go back. And you put them on here. Oh, not that way. As such, I was doing it the right way. I was just running into a little bit of difficulty. There you go. And you put it on there as such. So that's how that goes. Very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. And these, when you do put them in, they, like I said, they go into the sash right here. There is a peg in there, and then there's a peg hole here. And as you can see, you have the peg right here on this white sword. So these actually kind of slide up underneath, and then, you know, you pop them on. Which I'm going to do that off camera because of the fact that I don't want to break anything. So before we go in and showing all that off, let's get into the rest of his accessories. And then here's one of his swords that he has. Come on, if I can get the focus in on it. And that's beautifully done. I mean, look at the blade right here. How that looks just so immensely sharp. The hilt looks nice. The handguard, everything is absolutely well done. Very well painted. Looks very, very good. I cannot say that SHFiguarts did not go out of their way to make this figure absolutely amazing. Next we have the purple sword and nicely painted star, and then of course, you know, all the other little detail on it has been very well painted. Nothing is out of whack. I mean, you know, in other words, you don't have a bunch of paint slop on it. Once again, looking at the blade, very nicely done. The sharpness of it, I mean, it just makes it look absolutely amazing the way that they did these. And then last but not least, this one right here has the whole history behind everything with this guy. And as you can see, you have the white hilt and handguard, and it's different than the other two that he carries. This one is the most meaningful sword that he carries on him because this was his master's daughter's sword, and she always bested him when they trained. And he's, you know, he always said, oh, I'll become the best, I'll become the best, and she always bested him. Well, she died, and he ended up getting her sword as to honor her. He carries this sword, and this is the one that he carries in his mouth. So yeah, this, I mean, they did a beautiful job with this, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But that is the history behind this sword. If you guys have not seen it, go watch that show. It's great. In the live action one, they don't really go into it, but in the animated one they do, and it's actually quite kind of a tragic story, and why he strives so hard, because that was his promise, not just to himself but to her, to become the best swordsman around. And you'll see what happened to her when you actually go and watch the actual show. But yeah, she passes and then he gets the sword. So with that being said, let's take a look at some articulation on how this guy works. Okay, so now that I showed off a few things on how he can actually pose and whatever with his swords and all that good stuff, there is, I should say, these swords have names. And I'm probably going to butcher these names, and so you One Piece fans out there, don't go crazy and screaming at me in the comments down below because I didn't get the names or I didn't enunciate them correctly. But this one here, the purple one, is called Nima, and then this guy here is called Ketsitutsu, and then this one here is called Windu Chaminoji, if I said that correctly. Probably not, but anyway, they do have names, and yes, but this one here is the most significant sword that you know that he has. And they go in these hands. He always carries this one in his right hand. He always carries this one in his left hand, and that one's always in his mouth because that's the way he chooses to fight. Now, another thing is that with this figure here, this lower skirt piece, which is all soft plastic, it does move. One thing's for sure, when I was trying to put him in poses, his top half popped off. Don't freak out, it all goes back together. Same thing with these little swords here. When you put them in, you got to kind of put them in at an angle and then turn them. And you want to make sure that the peg pegs in. It's best to do it when it's on him like this. And then this sash here on the side is movable. It does move, so you can move it around, and if it pops off, it pops off. It's just on a little peg right there. But one thing is for sure, you just don't want to freak out because of the fact that this skirt piece, when you're moving him or posing him, it pops off. There are two pieces under here, because when mine popped off, so there's the top piece and the bottom piece. So when you want to move this thing, you want to kind of grab his waist and turn, and then kind of turn his waist back. I was able to do it off camera, and now I'm not going to be able to do it while I'm on camera, because that's just the way that's how things work, right? But you want to kind of twist his waist and then kind of turn it back to try to get some of this to move. And then, as you can see, it moved a little bit for me. But that's how you're going to get that to move. If his waist pops off, don't freak out. If you pinch it, if you hold it and kind of turn and then turn his waist back, you'll get it to where it's now more closed than anything. It's not a horrible thing. It's not the best thing, but yet you can still get the articulation out of the figure by moving him that way, and then that way you can get a little bit more of a dynamic pose with it. It's just a simple fact that it's a little cumbersome. That's all I'm trying to say. But for the most part, he's a great figure. Looks good. If you're a One Piece fan, you're definitely gonna like this figure, that's for sure. However you choose to pose him, he does come with instructions on how to do everything. So it'll tell you how to change the heads, it'll tell you how to change the arm piece out, where the swords go, how to put the sheaths in here, and how these all come off, and all that good stuff right there. So absolutely, definitely. And then also, one other thing is that this faceplate does come off just like that very easily. So don't freak out if it happens to pop off. Out of the two head sculpts, I mean, this is the one where he's fighting, of course, where he's holding the swords, which is cool. And then you have this one right here. And I do like this one here because it just has more of the face, and then you have the hair that's there as well. So with that being said, with him standing here with all of his accessories on him, as far as his weapons and stuff, let's see how he compares to a couple other figures that I have out. So starting off, we have Karai as the Shredder. As you can see, they're almost the same height. And yeah, this is a NECA figure, and not bad. He fits very well with that figure. And then the next one, we have the Last Ronin Damage, and you can see he's a big boy compared to Zero here, but yet either way he's supposed to be, so that's actually pretty cool. So you can see how he actually compares to a couple of NECA figures that aren't even, you know, and SHFiguarts always run kind of small, but if he can compare to these figures, you can only imagine how he's going to compare to like some classified figures, or, you know, well, of course the DBZ figures, but yet he can fit into other lines if you want to have him in there. That's all I'm trying to say. So with that being said, guys, this is my review on Roronoa Zoro from One Piece by SHFiguarts. I hope you enjoyed it. If you lasted this long, please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment down below. Always hit the notification bell so you never miss out on anything new. And wherever you guys are, I'll catch you on the flippy flip.